Studio 2 at CNBC. This is Real Personal with award-winning journalist Bob Berkowitz.
With us is sex therapist Sherry Lehman. Her book is called It Was Better in the Backseat. There it is, How to Recharge Your Sex Life. I wonder if people do go the opposite way, Sherry. Instead of going back to the way things were before they got married or before they got into a relationship, if they're trying to press the sexual envelope, if they're looking for new ways to regain that sexual excitement, things that they haven't done in the past.
Well, I think they are, but usually it's one pushing the other, and the other is saying, no, no, no. Wouldn't it be nice if they could both do it together? I like to go back, when I have a client in my office, a couple, I like to ask them about their sexual memories. And in the book, I talk about how to do that. Go back to some of those feelings and some of those good times and learn how to translate it into new and different. Because it's like even a hot fudge sundae, if you eat it every day, you could get pretty tired of it. Well, maybe I wouldn't, but maybe...
Fat, right?
Ladies, do men understand you?
Men don't hear.
Today, our all-male audience will have the chance to ask everything they've always wanted to know about women. All next on The Les Brown Show. Now, Sherry, you know, you're under a lot of pressure because you're representing women here today in this all-male audience. Now,
I love it.
You love it? Okay. Please explain to us the title. Obviously, you're talking about sex. Why did you give this book this title?
Well, I heard so many women say, why can't it be like it used to be when I was dating? And we were talking about in the backseat, because I think everybody can relate to it. That's a time when we took a lot of time, we petted, we played around, and now women say, you know, it's all gone. Men are quick, fast.
So why do they say that excitement, that passion that they had when we were having sex in the backseat is gone?
Or at least petting. I mean, some of us didn't.
Yes. Okay.
I don't want to say about me.
Yeah, okay. But what do they attribute that to?
Why it's changed? I think that, and one of the things that these two gentlemen are going to talk about, the differences between men and women, that men don't understand women, and we don't understand men, and we get angry, and we get hurt, and we shut down, and we miscommunicate. And so we get to the point where nobody will even get in the same car, let alone the back seat.
Welcome back to Good Day, LA. I'm Susan Lichtman. It is a sex therapist. Sherry Lehman is here with us this morning. And after you've known someone for a long period of time, I mean, certainly you know what the moves are and the routines are, so how do you kind of keep each other off balance sexually to keep that spark going?
Well, I think your point is just what the book's about, how to treat your mate like a date, how to have an affair with the same person. Because I do think hot monogamy is in. That is the in word of the 90s. So some of the things that I talk about, they're really in the chapter titles. I'll show you mine if you show me yours, which talks about, see, it brings a smile to your face, you like that. Talks about the differences, that we appreciate them and don't get angry about them. Speak to me of love, not bills. How to talk about love instead of all the nitty-gritty.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because how do you let somebody know what you want without turning somebody off because they would take it as criticism?
One of the things that I make a point of showing by definite example, I give the dialogue of what to say in certain situations with these case studies, and it all has to be positive. So instead of saying, well, I'd rather you touch me here, wherever, you need to say, you know, I remember when we were in the back seat, or the first time we made love, and you touched me, you ran your fingers down my neck, and you traced my face. I remember that, and I loved it.
It's getting a little hot in here now.
Sure. Joining us now is Sherry Lehman, a psychotherapist and family counselor and author of the book, It Was Better in the Back Seat. Thank you very much for being here with us. You have watched from backstage. You have been watching everything that's going on out here. I mean, there are some things, and I kind of just dabbled in it, but there are some underlying reasons why that ultimate day was such a fiasco. What do you think now?
Well, I was really touched and by how open this group is, and it's too bad that that couldn't have happened before during the wedding planning. During the break, I saw some loving, caring communication between Bill and his mom that I think the audience missed, and I just wondered if you two would do that again. because I think touching is the greatest. Did you do that again?
I love you too.
Still ahead, rekindle the romance in your life with It's Better in the Backseat's Sherry Lehman.
What's the most common problem you hear with people's sex lives?
Well, I think the biggest problem is boredom and lack of desire, and there are many, many reasons for that. And sex therapists will say that inhibited sexual desire is the most difficult to treat.
And that's just not being able to express yourself on what you really want?
Well, and not only that, it's not having any interest. And there are a lot of reasons. I mean, number one, the nitty-gritty effect of marriage or long-term relationships. If you're lying in bed saying, "I'll call the exterminator, dear, if you'll take out the garbage," that is hardly what we call turn-on talk.
Yeah. Unless you just love, you know, bugs and trash.
Listen, I knew a guy that was turned on by mulch, and all he talked about was mulch in the bedroom. It was definitely a turn-off for his mate.
Wow.
Poor lady. After a little mulch talk, how about it?
So what do we have to do when we're focusing on married couples or people who've been together a long time as far as spicing it up again?
Well, I mentioned the 6 T's, that people need to take time, and the timing is important of when you talk to somebody. You need to be aware of the tone that you use. Saying, "Don't do that, I can't stand that," does not help a sex life. And you'd be surprised how many people do that. Touch is very important, and I think people forget that touch needs to be outside the bedroom, not just inside the bedroom. And it's a 24-hour-a-day affair. Also, I like to talk about teasing, that you need to tease. You need to take the time to build up a kind of anticipation, as we did in the back seat. And how we use tenderness with one another. I am a big one throughout this book talking about love and sex are the winning combination. It isn't just sex alone. We don't put it in a category over here. And if we do it with tenderness and caring, it's amazing what we get back.
Morning, go ahead.
Hi there. I have a question for you. My husband and I have been married for almost 8 years now. And we have 2 kids, and I'm pregnant now. And he comes home from work, and I'm so exhausted from the kids. You know, I don't want to do anything. And he's, you know, wants to touch and kiss. And I end up, you know, pushing him away, saying, you know, your whiskers are driving me nuts, or you got bad breath. And I was just wondering what there is I could do, because I know it's me, not him.
Right. Well, that's the first thing you could do, is tell him it's you, not him, because he's probably feeling very hurt and rejected. And I have a couple cases in the book that are along that line where I tell each party what's needed to do. Another thing you might do is tell him something he can do when he comes home that might put you a little more at ease, because you are tired. And that maybe you could sit down, he could give you a foot rub or a back rub. You know, the thing is, this is someone you love, and you want to have loving behavior between the two of you. He doesn't know what it feels like to be pregnant, and there's probably no way you can really tell him. It's tough.
Right.